Hello guys, welcome to Buddhashram. In the last class, we discussed about what is Bhrigu chakra paddhati, how it is used, how running age is calculated, and things are seen. So it was a very important introduction class. There I shared you some special point also, which you will not find on any YouTube channel. Now, now it's time to work on practical examples. How to see that things work in a practical way. So let's see, this is class 2. If you are new on my channel, please subscribe it so that you can get the notification. At the same time, you can easily learn it step by step. Let's see example number 1. This native got younger sister on 31st August 1986. See first the DOB 10 December 1984 and younger sister born on 31st August 1986. Now count from December 1984 to December 1985, 1 year. Then December 1985 to December 1986, it will be the second year. So second year was running. Second year means second house. So BCP house will be the second house. Here you can see BCP house is second house. Second house is getting activated, or we can say Bhrigu cycle is in the second house. Now first see the house. House is the second house. Now you remember the significations of the second house. What are the second house significations? Family, money, and see the sign also. Sign is Aries. So it is ruled by the Mars. Now second lord Mars sitting in the 11th house of gain. So we can say some kind of gain may happen in the family, right? Second lord of family is sitting in the 11th house of gain. So gain in the family. What kind of gain? Now two things here. First, Mars is the karaka of sibling. So gain of sibling may happen because Mars is already karaka. So we no need to see. Second is Mars is sitting with the Venus, and Venus is the third house lord. Third house is for younger siblings. Now, by seeing this Mars Venus combination, you can easily tell that in this year, native will become the elder sibling. It is symbolically right because second lord is sitting in the 11th house and native became elder sibling. Or we can say that native has younger sibling born in the family. All two things can happen. Yeah, you can predict all two things. Now here you see second house is getting active. Second house is getting aspected by the Saturn, which is the 11th lord, and second lord of BCP also sitting in the 11th house. So in this BCP year, what is getting repeated? 11th house is getting repeated, right? Because BCP house lord is sitting in the 11th house. At the same time, 11th lord Saturn also aspecting the BCP house. So some good event or 11th house event may happen in the native's life. That's why this native got younger sister. Now see what I have written is indication of the same event can be seen in the next year also. Now see, when third year will get activated, third year means third house. Third house is naturally siblings. Now you see the sign is also Taurus, which is natural family sign. Natural Kalprasak only second house sign. And this house lord again going and sitting in the 11th house with the second house lord Mars. Now you can see the promise of the same event can be seen in the third year also, because third house lord Venus already sitting with the second house lord. So if this person comes to you in his third year, you can easily tell that something related to siblings must have happened either in the second year or third year, right? Because second year also has connection with the third house lord, and third year lord Venus also has connection with the Mars. But in the two consecutive year, younger sister born, birth of younger sister will not take place, right? Because it has already happened in the second house. Now what will happen in the third house? See, third house has the sign of Taurus. It has Rahu. It is sitting with the Mars also, and this house is aspected by the sun. This third house, if this person comes to you in the third year, So third house is aspected by the sun, who is the sixth lord. It means something related to health issue to the younger sibling may happen in the third year, because second year younger sister was born, and the third year when activated, something related to health issue can happen in his or her life, right? This is how you can see the promise of an event, and you can cross check it whether the next year or the previous year is showing the same event or not, which was the special point I have mentioned in class first. Now see, 11 second house has the sign of Aries, so something new will begin in the family, something new will take place. At the same time, second lord Mars is aspect exalted in the 11th house, and 11th lord again exalted and aspecting it. So some good event must have taken place, right? This is how we have to see an event. Let's see next. Example 2. This native was blessed with younger brother on 30 November 1988. Now see the birth. It is August 1986 and it is November 1988. So after finishing second year, right? Because birth is August and event is happening in the November. So after second year, native will enter into the third year. So running year will be the third, VCP house will be the third house. Now see, third house has the sign of Virgo, which has Venus Ketu. एक second. Second house, third house has the Venus Ketu combination. Venus is also debilitated, and this Lord sitting in the second house with the second house Lord. So it means something related to younger sibling can happen, right? Because third house is getting activated, and third Lord going in the second house of family. Now see, if this house is getting activated or aspected by anyone, no, this is not aspected by anyone. But third Lord Mercury sitting with the Sun in the second house, and second house is aspected by the Saturn, by the 10th aspect. Saturn 7th aspect, 8th, 9th, and 10th aspect, right? Now see, what I have written is indication of the same event can be seen in the previous year also. See, when the second house will get activated or it got activated in the second year, native must have something related to younger sibling. Why? Because second house has the sun, which is the second lord, and it is sitting with the third lord Mercury. But birth of younger sibling did not take place in the second year, it happened in the third year. Now why not in the second year? See, sun was the actual lord in the second house when second house BCP was running, and sun and Mercury combination where Mercury is the 7-degree Leo and sun is 13-degree Leo, so we can say Mercury is the combust. So Mercury could not give his result when the second house was activated. But as soon as third house was activated, Mercury itself became the BCP lord and became more prominent than Sun. That is how a combust planet give result. Now it doesn't mean that all the time Mercury will not give result when second house will get activated. No, because planet have their natural maturation ages, right? So after maturation, Mercury will be able to give result in the second house also. But here initially this Mercury was combust, and as soon as this Mercury became the BCP house lord himself, then it gave its own result. So event could not manifest when second house was activated. Event manifested when the third house was activated. While in the previous case, event happened in the second year, right? Now here you see this second house has the second lord, third lord also, which is the Karak of sibling, and this Jupiter, which was the retrograde planet, which is the retrograde planet at the same time, it is the sixth lord also. It is aspecting it. So this event could not happen in the previous year. This is how a retrograde planet works. Here, this retrograde Jupiter aspecting the house and house lord both in the previous year. That's why birth of the sibling could not happen in the previous year. Now, if you take the third year where the birth of younger sibling take place, this house is not expected by any retrograde planet, right? And this Jupiter, which is the ninth lord, also aspecting it. So again, it is indicating a good or auspicious event. That is how this Bhrigu chakra paddhati should be used, and you should first take care of whether the same event is indicated in the previous year or not, which was the our special cases, right? Let's see next. Here, see, residence changed the July 2009, so running year will be the 19th. BCP was the 7th house. See the 7th house. This is the house. House has Jupiter. Jupiter is the 12th lord as well as the third lord. So, yes, third lord can change the residence. Who is Venus? Venus is Karak of residence also. Mars is the fourth lord here. Also, sign is the Cancer sign. So, it is easy that residence change in the 19th year. No brainer. Because fourth lord is involved and third lord is involved. So when third lord and fourth lord both are involved, we can see change in residence may happen. Let's see next. This native acquired two properties on 20 October 2002. Now see, running year 46th BCP house will be the 10th house. See the 10th house. This is the 10th house. Here the sign of Taurus is there. So something related to money, family, right? Taurus is also a home also because it is the sign of Venus. Now this house is aspected by the Saturn. Saturn is the sixth lord and seventh lord. Seventh lord also sometimes shows property because seventh house is Bhavat Bhavam of the fourth house. So Saturn is also the Kshetra Karaka. Remember, we only use Mars, but Saturn is also Kshetra Karaka. Kshetra Karaka means uh, empty land, and it is given in the BPHS. So Saturn is aspecting it, and Saturn is the seventh lord also here. So native acquired two properties. Now see, this event happened on the 20 October 2002, and this native birth was 4 October 1957. It means as soon as this native entered into the 46th year, this event happened. Now what I have written is previous year indicates the fulfillment of the event, but it got shifted for the 15 days. It means when ninth house was activated in the 45th year, this event must have happened because it has the full chances. Why? First, you see, it was the ninth house, and ninth house has the sign of Aries, ruled by the Mars. Mars is natural karaka of property. Also, this house, ninth house, is aspected by the Mars, which is the ruler. At the same time, Mars is the fourth lord also. So, in the previous year, if you see, event must happen related to the property, but it did not happen. It shifted for the 15 days. Why shifted? First, Ketu is placed in the PCP house, and second thing is this Mars sitting from this house in the sixth house. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so ninth lord from its own BCP house sitting in the sixth house, and it is sitting with the Mercury, which is enemy, sitting in the sign of Mercury, which is also enemy, sitting with the Sun. Sun is the Lagna Lord, so it is good, but sitting with the Jupiter, Jupiter is the 8th Lord also here. So this event could not happen. But as soon as 10th house got activated, because it is a good house, it is not aspected by any retrograde planet, or not seated by any retrograde planet, not by 6th and 12th Lord. Although Saturn is sitting, which is the sixth lord, but Saturn is seventh lord also, and aspecting this from the fourth house. Now, this house is aspected by the same Jupiter. With Jupiter, Jupiter is the fifth lord and eighth lord. Again, now here two things are coming. Jupiter, which is the eighth lord, aspecting it, which is the fifth lord also. So some benefic connection is already there, right? And this lord, which is the 10th lord, sitting in the own sign in the third house. Although This is again in the sixth from this BCP house, but in the same house, and it is creating the Vipreet Raj Yoga also because it is the third lord and tenth lord. So this event shifted for 15 days and happened as soon as the person entered into the 46th year. This is how we have to see the BCP cycle or any event in the BCP cycle by considering all the facts or points. Let's see next. This native acquired a house in a posh colony on 16 October 1992. Running year was 40th year, BCP house 4th house. 4th house has the sign of Taurus, aspected by the Venus. Simple, no brainer. 4th house is the house of residence. It is the house property, and Venus is also Karaka, so it is confirming the event. Next event is native is purchased and the esteem car in May 1996. Running year will be the 44th, the BCP house will be the 8th house. Now see the 8th house first. This is the 8th house. 8th house has the Saturn, which is the Lagna Lord, and sign is also Virgo, right? This Saturn is the 4th Lord from Venus also. So yes, it is able to give event related to the vehicle. Now remember the point I mentioned in the class first, where I said that concerned house from Karaka planet also works. Here Venus is the Karaka of vehicle, 4th house is vehicle. So 4th from Venus, Venus is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th house from vehicle will be also related to the vehicles. This 4th lord is Saturn sitting in the PCP house. Now second thing is house lord Mercury sitting in the ninth house with sun, moon, and it is the 5th lord also. Now two benefic connection are there. First, ninth house, friendly sign, and Mercury itself is the 5th lord. So it is the Yog Karaka for this chart. That's why this native purchased an esteem car in May 1996. Now see, this event should happen in the 43rd year when the 7th house was activated, right? But this event did not happen in the 43rd year. It happened in the 44th year. Why not in the 43rd year? See, when 43rd year was activated, 7th house was activated. This 7th house was aspected by the retrograde Jupiter, 5th aspect, and Lord Sun sitting in the ninth house, but it is debilitated also. And here Moon is the 6th Lord, and Mercury is the 8th Lord also. That's why this Sun could not give the result related to the vehicle in the 43rd year because house and house lord both are aspected by the retrograde Jupiter. This is how a retrograde planet is behaving. Now see, when this house was activated, BCP house is not aspected by any retrograde planet, and this house lord Mercury sitting with the sun and moon. Now this Mercury could not get affected by the debilitated planet at the same time moon. Why? Because it is a Yokaraka, 5th lord sitting in the ninth house, right? And sun is weak because sun is the debilitated planet. At the same time moon is the 6th lord. Now see, 6th house is coming into the picture. Why? Because the BCP house has the natural 6th house sign, and 6th house lord again sitting with the BCP house lord. So we can say that maybe this native took loan to purchase an esteem car because 6th house is the loan and 4th house is property. Same Jupiter which was aspecting this house and house lord now aspecting this house also because it is the BCP house lord sitting here, but it could not delay the event now, right? This is how the same Jupiter which was retrograde and which was aspecting the BCP house previously and BCP house lord gave the same result but different way, because when this BCP house was activated it is not aspected by any retrograde planet, and BCP house lord is Yokaraka planet, so it could not uh, deter, it could not make him control. right? So this is how you can see the effect of retrograde Jupiter here. Third event is native purchased a Maruti 800 car in January 1999, 47th year. BCP house was the 11th house. Now 11th house is the here, sign is Sagittarius, natural 9th house sign. It has the Mars also. Who is the Mars? Third lord as well as the 10th lord, and it is the dispositor of Venus also, right? Now 11th house is also vehicle, as BPHS says 11th house is also vehicle, and you can see the BCP lord Jupiter is in exchange with the Mars, right? Now see, here Jupiter itself became the BCP house lord, so it could not delay the event. Why? Because itself is BCP house lord. Previously, this house and house lord both was aspected by the Jupiter, but this time 11th house lord is itself Jupiter and it is in exchange with the Mars. So it behaved in a different way and did not delay or did not deny the event. But see the effect of exchange here. This native purchased a simple car when 11th house was activated, and this native purchased an esteemed car by when VCP house was 8th house. Because this 8th house Lord Mercury was the Yogaraka sitting in the 9th house is superiority. Sun is also superior, right? Sun is higher things. And Mercury was the 5th Lord. That's why native purchased a very valuable car when this house was activated. But as soon as 11th house got activated, now see the event is also getting repeated. People say that event do not repeat in BCP. Yes, event gets repeated. He again purchased a car when 11th house was activated, but it was not a esteem car. Let's see next. This native passed three entrance examination for higher education in her 80th year and decided to join B honors in the French 18th year. So running year will be the 18th and BCP house will be the 6th house, because 18th divided by 12, remainder will be 6th, so 6th house. See the 6th house here. 6th house has the sign of Leo, natural 5th house sign of education. So something related to education must have happened. This lord sitting in the 9th house and 9th lord sitting in the 11th house. So you can see 6th and the 9th, some fortunate event related to the 6th house may happen, because 6th lord sitting in the 9th house, although it is in the Rahu Ketu, but Ketu is in own sign. Ketu is considered good in Scorpio sign. And 9th lord exalted in the 11th house and again aspecting the BCP house. That's why event happened in the 18th year, right? Now this house is also aspected by the Jupiter. Jupiter is Karak of higher education. Sign is also 9. Jupiter's ninth aspect is falling here. So clearly you can see that yes, he can pass the examination, because two good houses, 9th house, 11th house, both are involved and also aspected by the house lord also, ninth lord also. Ninth house is fortune. Simple. See next. This native qualified entrance exam of PG diploma in the fashion technology and got admitted in that. BCP year was the 24th year, so BCP house will be the 12th house. See, the 12th house was activated when she qualified the entrance examination. Now see, 12th house has the sign of Scorpio and moon is there, so debilitated moon is there. At the same time, this house is aspected by the Saturn. Who is the Saturn? Saturn is the second lord and third lord of admission. This house lord, which is the 12th house lord, BCP house lord, sitting in the 5th house in the own sign with the Venus. Venus is the 6th lord of competition or exams. At the same time, Venus is the 11th lord also. So you can see that she qualified the entrance exam. Now here you can see this moon is debilitated, but since this moon is also the 8th lord sitting in the 12th house, giving a Vipreet Raj Yoga. When 8th lord, 6th lord and 12th lord sits in the 6th and 12th houses, they give Vipreet Raj Yoga. So here this moon, debilitated moon, is working as a Vipreet Raj Yoga. At the same time, this Mars, which is the 12th lord, also is the 5th lord of education, sitting with the 6th lord of competition and 11th lord of gain. So gain from competition is happening. Now notice what I have written is previous year also indicate the promise of the same event. Previous year means when 11th house was activated in the 23rd year, because 23rd year will be the 11th house. 11th lord Venus again setting with the Mars, which is the 5th lord of higher education. Venus is the 6th lord and aspecting this house. So this house is also indicating the same event promise, but it did not happen. Why? Because this Venus 11th house when activated, this Venus is the 6th lord also, right? So 6th house also got dominant over this Mars. But as soon as Mars itself became the BCP house lord, it became the in charge, not the Venus. So Venus supported. Venus did not deny the result because Mars itself, the Yokarka planet for this horoscope, and gave the result. This is how we have to consider each and every point in Bhrigu chakra paddhati while predicting an event in any horoscope. You have to see each and every point. At the same time, you have to see whether the promise is indicated in the previous year or in the next year, because these two houses, this house is owned by the Venus, this house is owned by the Mars, and both are sitting in the 5th house. So when 11th house will activated, again same indication. When 12th house will activated, again same indication. Now you have to filter which year will give the result. 11th house and 6th lord Venus could not give result in when this house was activated. So this result happened in the 12th house because Mars is the good planet for this horoscope. This is the practice exercise for you. Now you will predict what you have learned through this uh, presentation. So this is the case study 3. Now comment in the comment section what event may happen in the 45th year for this native. Case study 3, what event can happen in the 45th year. 45th year means divide 45th year by 12, it will be the 9th house, right? So what will happen when 45th year for this native will be activated. Now second is case study 9, which is this, what event may happen in the 24th year for this native apart from the education. We see here, this is the case study 9. We see 24th year 12th house was activated, so education event happened. But what other event in the 24th year can happen apart from the education for this native? You have to write answer in the comment section, and I will tell you what can happen so that you can easily practice at the same time as soon as you watch the video. Let's see again. In the next video, we will talk about the timing of event related to the marriage and childbirth. We will talk each and every house and related to the event. So thank you so much. Please subscribe if you are new on my channel. Thank you.